just know it's probably not, I don't want to shortchange you guys, but how deep is this scout with Texas, and just kind of what jumps out about their personnel? It seems like they got some veteran guys back.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the prep, started yesterday, but we went pretty short on the preparation. We had quite a few NBA executives, and I felt like them making the trip, it was important that we did a little bit more live stuff than break down, Texas. And we have the same thing today. So I moving forward, we'll probably, encourage, NBA people to not come when we're doing prep stuff, because I respect, their time, and I know what they want to see. And I can promise you, it's not preparation for another college team. It's, guys getting up and down and so on and so forth. So our preparation will probably be a little bit less than what I had hoped for, Scotty.
I caught the highlights from the exhibition the other night, and a couple of things that jumped out to me was Jalen Graham's spin move. I think a couple of times he used that to score. Could you just maybe detail what you like about that footwork and that move, maybe in particular, and just what's jumped out to you about him lately?
Yeah, Jalen is, a really skilled offensive player. He's a tough one-on-one matchup because he does have quick feet. He's good at the elbow area, and he does a good job of feeling the defender and kind of going away from help or going away from post digs or post traps. He's got kind of an innate ability, to do that. And then he's got a really nice, like, soft flip shot that kind of hangs on the lip of the rim and figures out a way to softly fall through. Got to continue to work on his defense and defensive rebounding as well.
Hutch.
Yeah, Coach, I know you said you haven't gotten to do the amount of prep that you maybe want, but can you get a sense from the guys that this is maybe different than your average exhibition game? Do you get an added sense of excitement and stuff like that leading up to it?
I think so. I mean, I don't know if we didn't see it yesterday. I can promise you that. It was a after an off day and after, playing fairly well against, we need to practice a heck of a lot better than we did yesterday. I can promise you that. I mean, what that was yesterday at times, I'm not quite sure. But it was not a good practice. I know that. And so I do think once we get on the plane and get to game day, I think that's kind of when they'll start, feeling it a little bit more. Obviously still, practice today, practice tomorrow. And then at some point soon after that second practice, after the tomorrow going, we'll probably start feeling it.
I know Texas has a couple of McDonald's All-Americans, Morris and Mitchell. I'm curious if you saw them play much on the recruiting trail and what you think about their games overall.
Yeah, I memean, we've seen both of them. Obviously, number 2, Morris is, great athlete. Play, he'll get guard minutes. Hunter 4 and Marcus Carr. I mean, those two guys obviously are going to play a lot of minutes at the 1-2 spot. And then, you mentioned Mitchell, number 23, excellent athlete, climbs all over the offensive backboards. But this is a really good team. I mean, when you think about the experience up front of guys like Disu, number 1, and Bishop, number 32, and obviously at that wing spot, Allen can really score the ball, and so this is a really good team. Cunningham, number 30, does a great job playing hard and getting extra possessions for him. So really experienced team that's very, very well coached.
Bob. Hey Eric, I got a question here Nate sent, and don't want to forget to do it. I'm just going to read here off my phone. But uh, Nate from Fayetteville writes, uh, how important is it for the players and even the fans, Arkansas fans, to realize it's an exhibition game, it's not an NCAA tournament game, and not overreact whether you play well and win or maybe struggle some and you don't win?
Well, I think they're gonna react. So so you already know that. It's a great question, or I don't even know if that's a question or a statement. But yeah, we it's an exhibition game, and look, we got the dress rehearsal, so to speak, out of the way with the game the other night, where we were able to find out a lot of things, not just on the floor, but it was the first time our players got to see how a team meal works and how the video works before the game, and phones being collected in the locker room upon arrival. And so all those things were all new. And now this gives us, I was hopeful to give us a little bit more prep than what we've done, but it will allow us to get a road trip. And all this is in preparation for the regular season. So yes, this is an exhibition game, but also everybody's got pride whenever you step out to compete, and but I think Coach Beard says it best. Both teams are going to get better after this game. That's one thing. There is one guarantee. I mean, one team's going to win and one team's not going to win, but the one guarantee is that both teams will somehow figure out a way to get better after this 40 minutes of basketball.
And then Jordan, we talked to him earlier, and he mentioned, Texas recruited him hard, and they were one of his, I guess, Final Four choices. And he said one of their recruiting pitches to him was, we're building this new arena, and you can be the player who scores the first basket in the new arena. And obviously he can do that for you guys. I don't know if you want to design a play off the tip or not for him, but what do you think about that? And what do you remember about, getting him away from out of, he's an in-state kid. I know he played in Missouri last year, but, to get an in-state kid that Texas wants and you get him to come to Arkansas, how big a deal was that? And yeah, obviously did with Anthony too.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly feel that, recruiting Jordan was, he was so, sought after by so many different programs, and certainly in the state of Texas that, that the logo means a lot, and Coach Beard does a great job. He's a very good recruiter. And so, it's always a hard decision for any, recruit. We've been on the other end of it as well, where, it comes down to one or two other places. And, but certainly really excited and happy that, that Jordan and Anthony get to play, a game in the state of Texas for an exhibition game. I think is great for their families and friends to be able to, to travel and see them.
Did Chris call you and pitch this game to you, or how did this game come about?
Yeah, we just I can't remember the initial phone call or how it went, or if it was originally a secret script. I don't really know how the conversation originally took place. I know Coach Ruda and Coach Rodney Terry talk all the time too, and Coach Beard and I have great respect for one another. So I can't remember how it started, but the first time it was mentioned to me, I thought it was an incredible idea and a great opportunity.
Well, a quick one. You sound a little hoarse. You got a cold, or you just been yelling too much?
Yeah, it was practice yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I feel real healthy, Bob. I'm 10 out of 10 health-wise today.
Okay, well, yeah, maybe take a lozenge or something. Curtis?
Coach, I know you guys are obviously still evaluating lineups, rotations, and things like that, but just curious how you would assess what you got from that starting group on Monday. Is that a combination you think you could see moving forward?
Yeah, we put that lineup, obviously we took off the day after the game on Tuesday and Wednesday, which was yesterday. We put that same group out. the score got heavily tilted to the white team, not the starters. So I have to give the second group a lot of credit. Ricky and Jordan flip-flopped at times yesterday. But our second team came in with a different mindset yesterday than our starting group. And it was quite evident by the score in our live competition. So where we go, how it evolves, for sure, nothing is set in stone. We're still evaluating. We're going to see so many different things on Saturday than we saw on Monday. Then we got, a good over a week preparation before that. So in no way, shape, or form are we set that this is the starting lineup even for Saturday, because yesterday we made a few changes as practice progressed. And I'm not saying that it won't be the same starting lineup, but unlike maybe sometimes in the past when I've said, hey, this group's going to start for 10 games and then we'll reevaluate. This is going to be much more of a game by game, probably discussion amongst the coaching staff.
I'm sure you guys have a ton of numbers collected on this. Just curious about the free throw shooting the other night. Do you get the sense that might be a one-off playing in the gym the first time, or, is it a concern, I guess, moving forward? Because you got a lot of guys who you brought in, with a few exceptions, I guess, who have a knack for getting to the free throw line. Maybe the percentages weren't quite where they needed to be in their last stop, but you also have a track record for getting guys to improve.
We will. I mean, we haven't had the time to do our perfect free throw drill that we think really helps guys throughout the course of the year. We have historically been a team that improves from a free throw percentage as the year progresses. Through experience, high volume free throw attempt players are not always great free throw percentage shooters. Conversely, a lot of really great free throw percentage shooters are not high volume FTA players. That's just been something that, if you really study the games, I think that sometimes is kind of how it goes. Guys that are aggressive going to the rim, so we'll keep working on our free throw percentage for sure. It's got to get better, Curtis.
Kevin? Curious about your thoughts on your freshman backcourt, Nick Smith and Anthony Black. I know they got you off to a good start, but when you went and looked at all of their minutes, first half, second half, in the youth, what were your takeaways just from this last exhibition game and then projecting moving forward even to Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I thought both of them did a great job for us on a lot of different, they both, first of all, uniquely, because they're both, can play the point guard position. They both can play off the ball. They score it in transition, but both of them had, some big offensive rebounds. Nick got us off to a great start, scoring the ball and was aggressive. And I thought Anthony made some incredible plays, but, every game's a new challenge. And obviously number 4, Hunter, had a great freshman year at Iowa State, and Marcus Carr's had a great college career, both at the University of Minnesota and now at Texas. So, this is another challenge. And then you add in the fact that, number 10, Rice, was a really hard cover last year at New Mexico State. And so you could expect, Hunter, Carr, and Rice to all, take on the challenge of going against AB and Nick, and we're going to have to take the challenge from our end as well.
And a follow-up on personnel, obviously Trevon Brazil's been a producer throughout exhibition play, but when you looked at some of the recent work from Graham, and you mentioned Mekhi Mitchell after the game the other night, where do you see on the front line in support of Brazil, some of these guys maybe, how you're looking at them going into this Texas game? You think multiple of these guys are going to play just to see how it works here, or do you have an idea on maybe one or two that might be the ones you go with?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kevin, I mean, obviously we're still like in training camp mode. We still have today's practice and tomorrow's practice, but you know, for us, it's with the front line, we're still trying to figure it out. We like our rotation against, you know, Rogers State the other. I mean, it's going to be different than Texas. It's a different makeup of a game, and you know, it's going to be. I mean, we're not going to play 13 players in the first half. I can tell you that. And look, the other night was a great opportunity for everybody to get in the game and for everybody to contribute. But you know, I think the mindset will be a little bit different heading into this game. But yeah, Makai has played really well. I thought he had another good practice yesterday, and you know, Kamani, we know what Kamani is going to provide for us because he's done it in the past, and you know, Graham's minutes is, you know, a little bit, it's going to be predicated on, you know, defensive rebounding, you know, and physical presence as a defender defensively.
Thanks, Mus.
Scotty?
Yeah, Eric, I think if I'm not mistaken, you faced Chris Beard twice in season, both here and at Nevada. I'm curious, are there any memories you have of those games and just, I guess, competing against him and his teams?
I mean, his teams are really well coached. They're really, really physical. They're really hard to score on. I mean, the game at Texas Tech when we were at Nevada was as good a regular season game as I've ever been a part of. Hopefully we don't, you know, encounter the same whistle we did in overtime of that game, because that was an experience on its own that night that still has vivid memories of the last couple minutes in overtime. But it was a great atmosphere, great crowd. Student section was rocking, and I think Coach Beard is as good a coach as any coach in America. You know, I love how physical they are. You know, they make it really difficult to score the ball based on physicality.
Sorry to bring up a bad memory, I guess.
It's all right.
Bob?
Eric, I'm guessing the statute of limitations on you complaining about the refs in that game is probably passed, so they can't fine you or anything. But I'm sorry, I'm not familiar.
I mean, I could, if you can confirm that, I can elaborate a little bit more, but I'll kind of stay in this neutral zone. But I think you get the feeling.
Okay, well, I'll look it up. So basically, you got hosed. Is that what happened?
I said only in the last couple minutes.
Okay. I'll look it up.
Of overtime.
Hey, seriously, do you have SEC refs calling this game, or Big 12, or who's?
I never know till I show up in the arena.
Okay, maybe it's Mountain West.
That would be good.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Coach. Appreciate your time. Thanks very much.